So what else we have to do here when we hit retry? In the enemy manager, we probably want to make it so we get rid of everybody. For each enemy in active enemies we just want to disable them because that will return them to the pool, and then we just clear this list. Now we'll clear the enemies out so that whenever we hit retry, the enemies will. That. What other games do you stream other than Sea of Thieves, Rocket League? Oh, they didn't reset. Are these not being added to the active enemies? They are. Oh, I'm not calling it. That's why. Duh. Assist remove all enemies. Call of Duty, Apex, and PUBG. Yeah. Call of Duty, Apex, and PUBG. Yeah, I like. Of those three, I think I like PUBG the best. I haven't really played Call of Duty in a while though, so it's not really fair to say. But that's good. But the looks good at least. But the bullets stay, so I have to respawn them too. Yeah, I think Apex has some really cool like non-verbal communication stuff. I really love that about that game. But I couldn't get into it. Like PUBG, I was there for like early access, and like I really like playing in early access. Now I went to play it, and like I haven't played it in like years, and then I went to play it and I was like horrible. It's like, oh man, I have to retrain myself to get better and not be scared of every player. And I don't know. I feel like PUBG has a lot of like in the beginning there's like a lot of fear of like getting shot out of nowhere and stuff, and it's weird. Yeah. They're all cool. You know, they're all fun games though. So we gotta disable the projectiles. So one easy way to do that would be the projectile class. Private void on enable. Private void on disable. Oh. Disable. Want to do that? We probably don't want to call it every time. We probably don't want to add it to the listeners though every time either. Let's just do this, I guess. Player manager dot on player destroy plus equals an event. Oh no, we don't want that. We want on retry. Maybe the retry screen should send an event instead. Kind of showing yeah, maybe that's better. When did like have you been part of Mixshift for a while too, Pancake? Like I just started a couple weeks ago. Or yeah, like a month ago, I guess. Yeah, definitely. Like PUBG is not a game you just like pick up and play. It does take a while to get good. And I was decent in early access, but taking years off. It's just like now there's more guns and you can vault, which was really cool. They didn't have that in early access when I played, which added a lot of cool new things. The new maps, I only know the one map, and like, the new map is like a whole nother thing. Big learning curve to that game. Like in the beginning, it's all like you just like scared. You'd be scared and like hide and try to wait for something to come out and just ambush them. I remember the first time, like my first solo, I like hid in an attic. And like I waited for a guy to come up the steps. I waited for like 20 minutes for a guy to like come up the steps, and I like blew him up with an Uzi, and I was like so happy with myself that I had a kill. Like that's the retry screen. Let's actually make a game manager, because I think maybe we should be using that instead. Script here, we can call like a game class. Game manager, let's call it that. Oh, is that a protect? Why is it? Let's not call it game manager because it's doing. I've never seen that before. Let's call a kind of weird. That must be a reserved keyword or something. Call it the space game. Space game. So I want this to kind of have the game state. So we should probably funnel in everything to this. So public void. So we could say maybe static class, maybe make it static void retry. Veld, is that Veld by the Mist? Is that how you say that? Well, the early access days of PUBG, though, I remember. Yeah, they were very scary. Thanks for the follow, Veld by the Mist. Is that how you say it? The Mist? They call you the Mist? Is that what you call yourself? Or... Yeah, the early days of PUBG were like lots of fear. Early access days. Oh yeah, you've been in for a year, but you're just getting serious now. Yeah, I've been actively trying to grow, I guess, since I got here. I don't know. It's weird for me. I like. I kind of want to move this stuff. I like it a lot, but it's definitely a different experience playing games, chatting to people, making games. It's a lot of fun. Like yesterday, I watched a stream of some guy playing Alien Isolation. And it was a lot of fun. I like Mixer. I almost did Twitch, but at the last minute I decided Mixer was looked a little more interesting to me, so I decided to do that. And I wasn't about to do like the restream stuff or whatever. I was just focused on one sort of platform. I think was smart. Or, I don't know. I think it's a smart idea. I don't know. I might be completely wrong, but yeah. Your stream looks good, and your background in game dev will help with implementing things into your stream. Yeah, I hope so. Thanks for the compliment though. I hope I can add some light to some things too when it's talking about some game dev stuff. Sometimes I get too into the game, I forget to talk about things. But I don't know, gotta get used to that. Sometimes I talk too much and then forget what I'm doing, and that's all the other thing I do. But it's all part of the fun, though, right? Like when I like do stuff at work, I try to be like hyper focused and like try to like remove all distractions, because like I read in some like productivity books, it's like multitasking is essentially like a lie, and I try to like shut off distractions, and so like doing game dev stuff while talking is an interesting challenge. But at the same time, I read like, you know, people train themselves to work with distractions, and it's like, which one, I don't know, which philosophy do you follow? There's like two different philosophies there. Like there's a book called The Art of Learning, where it's like this chess master guy, he becomes this master in Tai Chi or something. He talks about training with distractions and not to become better or whatever. Yeah, that was an interesting book I read. I don't know what my point is with this anymore, but so I want the games to handle the game state. So I wanted to handle retrying. So I would call, hey game, I want you to retry. Let's actually make it a model behavior for now, because that might simplify things. Spawn controller. Yeah. Oh yeah. Working with distractions is 100% your job. What kind of job you got? Retry screen. Reference to the base game for now. Game. Retry. Okay, and then we can have an event here. Public void. Public action. It's just an action, right? Oh yeah, you're an RN on a surgical floor. What's up, Akbet Games? Man, I always mess that up. How's it going, man? Yeah, an RN on the surgical floor. That sounds stressful. Like life or death stressful. That's that's crazy, man. Like I feel like when it can be sometimes, yeah. I feel like people at my work sometimes, like not specifically my current job, but some of my jobs in my past, like they're super serious about like these things, and it's like, like, if we don't get this release out or whatever, it's gonna be the end of the world type of thing. I'm like, end of the day, nobody's gonna die if your product's a little late, or you miss a feature or something. It's like, your wife's a pharmacist. Oh yeah. Oh, that must be interesting. That must be an interesting job, being a pharmacist. Does she have stories? Lockbat? No hospital? Because I'm sure she's... I don't know. All I know is from like what I see in shows or whatever. I feel like being a pharmacist is... I feel like you get a lot of people asking for medication and like not having a right prescription or something. I'm sure that's part of our daily thing. I don't know. Unless she's... I don't know. She's just a light. On retry. Oh, they work with docs on our ends. Like, oh, I see. Oh, I see. Like, I feel like they're making a difference, man. They send my meds late to the floor. Oh man. Can't imagine the process in that. Like, I think there's like so much liability in that, like, and like all that whole in hospitals. It's just like, it's like you have to like check and recheck and recheck. That's how my wife talks about her day. Docs and RNs and meds. Oh yeah. My wife was now she's a stay-at-home mom, but she used to be a clinical what do they call them? It's like a psychologist, essentially. Not quite a psychologist or whatever, but she was like, making sure kids have like the right mental health treatment and stuff like that. Is, clinician is, I think, was the word I was looking for. Like her job sounded like super intense sometimes, and yeah, medical social fields are no joke. No, she's not a pediatrician. It was like a clinician, they called it, more like a counselor. Like, I guess, she didn't need like a doctor or anything. But yeah, she used to work directly with kids and stuff, and had to make sure they get like the right help, and she'd have to call the insurance company. A lot of dealing with the insurance company, making sure they're like approved for care and stuff like that, make sure they get a hospital bed. My last job was an adolescent psych nurse. Yeah, so I'm sure she I'm sure she dealt. Oh, what is this little thing? All right. I'm sure she dealt with a lot of nurses. I know she dealt with police. I know she dealt with nurses. I'm sure you have some experience talking with clinicians, Pancake. Like I know she's always very concerned about like kids getting the right like beds and stuff, so that like beds in a hospital to be hospitalized and stuff. Eventually she became like we had therapists that worked alongside us and the psychiatrist. What's up, T-Mart? T-Mart 32? Thanks for the follow, man. And the pharmacist, yeah. This is, she told me she worked with nurses and stuff. Scary job. Like at the end of the day, it's like when I come home and like my job's stressful, it's like, oh, at least nobody's life is in danger. Like you know, like people take our job so seriously because there's lots of money, I guess, involved in technology and stuff, but at the end of the day, nobody's gonna die if you don't have a feature or you miss a release. I don't know. It's weird like that, because like, you know, doctors and, you know, mental health, like, you know, they might not get the right funding they need or whatever, and it's like you know, technology sector is like booming, tons of money there. You know, it's different. It's weird. The world's weird. Works in weird ways. On you. Invoke. So what was I doing? I was trying to make the projectile disappear. Space game dot. What did I call it? Make it static. I don't want it to have a reference. On retry plus equal. I just want to make a hide function here. Hide. Game object. Oh, I can just call this guy actually. Same difference. I don't have to waste the extra function call. Yeah, man. But yeah, Ocbat's really cool. He does more game stuff too, Pancake. And Pancake does some sweet he's playing some fun games. Might play Sea of Thieves later or something. You guys should give each other a follow. You're both cool guys. Cool people. Yeah, like the guy yesterday was fine. He's like, yeah, he's like watching the Alien Isolation stream or whatever. I think his name's Spoon something. Like he he was like, he's really cool. Like he's like, yeah, but like if everybody grows together, you know, we all can reach our goals together. So like, you know, I've been like trying to make a point to like go on streams and like talk to people and give them a follow whenever I can. So I became invisible. Active false. Whenever there's a retry, I'm calling retry now. Okay, cool. So Ooh. Yeah, like there's no skin off my back. Like if it's just hitting the button, right? What's up? What's up? Death by Hugs. Spawn. Let's just call this the game. Get that code, yeah. Yeah. Doing a lot of talking today, so it's a good break from doing all the codes. I think this should work, but let's do it. I need to make sure these projectiles get disabled. That's not a good test. When I hit oh yeah, I had to hit retry first, don't I? Yep, it worked. Okay, everything resets. Hooray! So I can hit retry. Now there's actually a loop. Yeah, get that, man. Yeah. There's actually an actual loop, so it's kind of more like a game, even though it's not really a fun game yet. Give some of these guys different. Oh, we can delete this guy. He doesn't need to be here. But give some of these guys. Oh, I can have these on their ships. Different score values. He could be 10. All these guys, like, these are harder to kill because they move fast. So let's make these like 25 or something. Put it in Steam Early Access. Yeah, man, I already have one of those games in Early Access. I need to finish it. It's that game so bad. It's we're so close to being done. Done my game glitches strip. It's can't wait. I can't wait. Working out forever. Oh, you got it, man. Oh, thanks for the buy. That helped me out. Did you play it out yet? Can be pretty brutal if you. Oh, you're not a platformer. Oh, cool. Yeah. Thanks. Just try it out and stream it. Yeah. So like I plan on streaming it once I finish it as like a reward for finishing it. Didn't cup. Huh. Yeah, man. You guys should all follow each other. So let's do that. I only killed one. Oh, I thought I killed only one. I think I still got the kills because I crashed into him. Yeah, 55. Cool. What's next? So I got that. I want to show the score up on the screen. So I got this canvas here. Let's create some another little panel or something. Image. Oh, if we want to anchor it to like the bottom left or something. 0. Make a little panel here. Make it bigger. Let's call this the HUD. HUD, heads up display. Yeah. Once I finish my game, I really want to work on like, this is kind of just like a little like test project. Once I finish my game, I really want to start on something like more substantial or yeah, kind of just want an experience of streaming some development work, and this is just creating a little prototype. I think was a way to do it. Public void. So I think we want to know the player. usually when I make HUDs, I always know like what I'm trying to track, so that like if you're doing like a multiplayer game, you can just set just to pass in the object that you need or whatever. Public text. I wish I could stream my job sometimes though, just to give people an insight. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would watch streaming your job. Being an RN and a surgical RN, right? Like, whew. I feel like when it comes to like sitcoms, I think there's like medical like, you know, Grey's Anatomy or whatever, and like House and stuff. There's like medical ones, and then there's like cop shows, and like I think they're like the two highest ones that I can think of. Like there's so many of them. I'm sure people would love to see what's really happening, because you know the media, like say the media as a thing, I don't know, you know, like entertainment can only get so much from it. Like it's definitely not an accurate portrayal. Oh, what's going on here? Oh boy, supplier. Just for public knowledge, you can't watch those shows without major cringe. Yeah, no. So my wife, whenever she's watching like shows like where they do a lot of like psychoanalysts, or like there's a lot of like therapists and stuff talking, it's like she cringes. I think one show she was like, I think it was Flashpoint, where she was like, okay, they actually did some research for this lady or whatever for Flashpoint, and it was like most of the time they're like, yeah, this is real you know, real diagnosis and stuff, and except for like one time they messed it up or whatever. It's the same thing when I watch like people talking about like code and stuff. It's like sometimes it's like they're kind of off base. It can be really bad. I don't know. Yeah, whenever you watch your profession, it can be really cringeworthy. We don't want to do this as a player. We also want to say, hey, maybe have a thing that says public action. Yeah. Score changed. Feel like that. I'd be happy to watch RM stream emergency scenarios. I believe you guys call them codes. Never lupus. Yeah, like emergency scenarios. Like real emergency scenarios would be crazy. It'd be interesting just to see comparison, like a comparison of what's like what you see in shows and what you, I don't know. There should be a show just dedicated to that, like this is what like people display this profession as, and like this is what it really is. Like there should just be a show that just does that. I think that'd be a pretty interesting show, because I feel like there must be lots of professions like that. Oh yeah, codes can be fun, and we do our best to stop things before they get to that point. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, I bet. Untold Stories of the ER is about as close as you'll get. Oh yeah? So you watch that, and it's kind of accurate, or like scale of like 1 to 10, how accurate would you say? I want to know because it's like I might watch it just to know. So we probably it used to come on TLC and it's true story, but names are changed. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's good. Must be somewhat good and accurate then. Or change plus equal public voice on score change and score. Dot text equals score dot text. No, score dot toString, I'm sorry. We have health info protection laws that info protection law stop a live PD type show in the hospital. Yeah, I figured like that's all like doctor patient confidentiality stuff, right? Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Public void on player destroyed. Player. Oh, Death by Hugs is not an RN. I know Death by Hugs. He's actually a college friend of mine. He's also a coder. I don't know if he watched House though. Yeah, he's a fellow game dev. He is a fun guy. I probably just want to say maybe I should reverse this. Oh, thanks for the host, man. Pancake sweats. Oh. So I probably should reverse this. What is this being called? UI manager on player destroyed. I see. This is telling me a specific player was destroyed. And the player is telling the UI manager that, okay, so I should probably have my own thing. Or I could just tap in to that, I guess, just for simplicity. To be honest, this is like the worst code. Like, I think well, not the worst code. I've written some bad code in the past, but it's not the best code. Like, because I feel like I have like a little bit of like, I need to get stuff done. So I'm just kind of like rushing sometimes, but. What was it? Like, I feel like I'm using a lot of like singletons and I don't normally do that. Oh, there's no instance and a lot of static functions too. I don't normally do too much of that, like, but it's also good to just get something working and then, you know, you can optimize and, you know, rework it later. I should just do the safeguard if I'm going to do this little like hack thing here. Like, it's not necessarily I think it all depends on your situation about the singletons. Having a lot of singletons bad. Like they say like, you know, I don't use a singleton template. I actually do have a singleton template, but I don't have it in this project, which a singleton template is really like, there's like one line of code is like, what is it? Public abstract. I think you do it all like almost one line. Class singleton, like T, where T is a new or something like that. You can do that. It might be just public T instance. But I'm gonna get back to your question, Ogbat, 1 second. And I think you can just do I think this is it. Then you do equals new T, and then you can just do public like my singleton sub singleton sub my single. Oh, I forgot to add class here. I think, yeah, and so that would give you, now this has, if I make a function foo or whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm just going, I have an instance called instance, right? So that's one way of making a singleton. Yeah, it just said I just started a new project and was pretty much doing this from scratch. That's why I didn't have it in this thing. But this is essentially all you need to do is to make it singleton template. But singletons aren't necessarily bad if you use them, like, you know, correctly. Not correctly is not really the word. It's all about project scope, right? So if your project's only like a small project, having a bunch of singletons isn't gonna really do too much. It's but once you have like 40 singletons, it's kind of messy because you kind of get like, you're not really sure of like of all these singletons, and so maybe you want to do like a service locator pattern where you kind of like have one global way of getting each like thing, like so you can change stuff, you can change interfaces under them and stuff like that, so that you can change how the game operates without really having to what's the word, rework a lot of code. Like, it's not necessarily bad. To me, like, if the game works and it's proficient and once it's what you want to do, it's, you know, there's millions of ways to skin a cat in coding. And how it's used kind of similar to how you use get component, update, etc. Yeah, so your service locator, you could just do like get this, you know, get this instance of that service or whatever, and you would, you know, you'd be able to get it that way. It's just a little cleaner, and then like eventually you could like even use like interfaces to like change the types of stuff. Talking more about depends on the case and what's best. Oh yeah, totally. Like I see what you're saying. I use get component and update. Yeah, like so like having you can do get component in like get component is not like super slow, but if you're doing it in an update loop, it's not great because you're constantly trying to get something, but you know, but once you get it once, you can just cache it and you don't have to use a get component. And so what a get component does, essentially all it does is like, it says, it looks through each of these components on here and says, am I that type of component? Am I that type of component? and like that's a lot of work. And so if you can cache it in like awake when the thing's created, or sometimes even on enable or whatever, you can say processing by not calling get component in like an update or something. Like if you call it in awake, it should be fine, like because it only happens once. Another option is to call it when you need it, but when it comes to game development, you kind of want to like, usually when you create an object, you want to do all like the stuff up front and just reuse everything if you can. That's kind of the preferred way, because then everything's loaded. You don't have to like allocate memory or whatever. This memory allocation is slow, and so is memory, like so is a garbage collector. So if you destroy something, like the garbage collector may clean up that memory, and that takes a while. So I was doing this, I was making this happen. And I probably want to set this score with adding this HUD equals 0. Equals 0, because we want to reset the score. But yeah, like if you have any like Unity questions, man, or game development questions, just let me know. I can make this private. I'm always happy to answer. Like I've worked in Unity for a long time. Also, if I try to answer a question and I don't answer it, if you don't understand my answer, just let me know too, because sometimes I ramble and tangent, and like it's very me too. So if that happens, let me know, and I will try to explain it better, because I do that stuff too. So we want to make this here 0, 0. Put this guy here too. This is going to have this show score. SCORE. Let's duplicate it to show my value. This is going to be a score label. Score label. It's going to be a score value. Go back to the game scene. Like this, let's start at 0. Center it, I guess. And this guy can be, yeah, that's fine. Make it like 25. Like 25 as well. I don't like the white. I'm just gonna add some alpha here. Maybe give it a little bit of color. Good, I like the color. Let's make this bold. Bold. Change these colors too. Stay away from the app tags that get components in children or game object is fine if you always find a better way. Yeah, that's very true. Especially get component game object is find in particular, because that is essentially traversing your hierarchy and looking for a string compare of name. Like you could do game object define, but if you're gonna do it, only do it when the scene loads, is what I would say. Like, don't ever do it like mid game or whatever. It's just slow. But if your scene just loads and you want to do a find to like get a component, or use a parent and find the child. Yeah, that's good too. Like you could use it if you know where you can instantiate it. You can use that like the only reason you need to do game object find is if you don't have it already in the scene and you're going to instantiate it. So you could instantiate it under a specific game object and use that game object as like this is where I'm going to this is where my entry point is, and get that get that component from that entry point. So it's a little cheaper, you know, because you don't want to search the whole hierarchy. Searching the whole hierarchy is bad and slow. But yeah, get component and children is another. It can be another one, because if it's like nested, if the thing you're getting is nested multiple levels down, it can be really slow. Like, but again, like, I don't say don't ever use it, because there's situations where it could be useful. Like in the very beginning of like a scene load, it's really the only situation I can think of right now. But and again, if you're making like, you know, a simple game like, I don't know, Pong or something, it's not going to affect you. But if you're doing like a crazy like 3D action game, yeah, you don't want to do that stuff. Needs. Oh, it's rare, like using var. Like using var in need a perfect case. It's rare. Oh yeah, using var. Yeah. I was going to make this HUD. That's what I was going to do. HUD. Yeah, and I keep talking. And I gotta call set player on the HUD when I create it. So set player. I'm learning lots. Oh, thanks, man. Like, I don't have all the answers for sure, but I try. Like, yeah, Unity UI has come a long way over the years. It used to be pretty bad, especially like before Unity 4 or whatever, because Unity 4 didn't have like the current UI system, and only had that really crappy like debug UI system. Nobody used it, because you just would, well, not nobody, I shouldn't say that. People would just use NGUI, essentially. They would buy NGUI and use it. On par with you, yeah, like, I think so. Like, I think they're getting there, for sure. This is not returning game objects. What's the deal here? I should return the player here. I think they're getting there. I think they're going to be more and more in like in AAA games. I think they're going to get in that market. They already have the mobile market, so like, I think, you know, they have money. They have lots and lots of money, because like they're the #1 game engine used on mobile, and mobile's so much money in mobile. Like, yeah, I think they'll make good strides. Like, the one thing, like, I haven't heard anything about Lumberyard or anything. Yeah. Unity does do more. Well, I would say Unreal does more in games too. Like, I used Unreal for like a simulation before. Hopefully the score works. Doesn't work. Must have missed something. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I think I think the AAA term is going to get really, really fuzzy as we progress, as game engines progress. Because like, I feel like there's going to be people like people who companies who use Unity and are going to get set in that way, and then use Unity if they become big or whatever. So I feel like AAA title is going to be more and more fuzzy. I'm never calling this, am I? Yeah, I'm not calling it ever. So that's why. So, oops. Whenever I set the score, I want to call it private int score. We will have the big dogs like always, but I'm excited about my game, but some of the features I don't know how to implement yet. Well, can you give me an example of a feature and I can maybe help? We'll see. Unity is crushing the mobile market though. Yeah. Unity is number one. They're not touched in the mobile market right now. Does not equal value. Yeah, what's one of the features you're talking about, and I can maybe help you. Our score change dot invoke value. Maybe. I think I saw a little bit of your game. It looked like a top-down type of game, so I've had my experience in those type of games. Not sure. Whenever I set the score, it should update now. I set the wrong label, but yeah, it works at least. Yeah, score value. Haunted Jaunt, 3D beginner. I'm gonna click on that. What is that? Haunted Jaunt, 3D beginner. Summary. Our project. Oh yeah, it's a little tutorial. Yeah. Cool. Intro to 3D Uni. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'll do it like this. Yeah, maybe I'll do like an intro to Unity type of thing next. After I get done with this. I don't even know what done is for this thing. I might be done with it today. I don't even know. So we got score working now. There's a bunch of like little things in Unity that are nice to know. Nice little tricks you can know. Retry. So we got a little bit of a game loop going. Yeah. They also have a 2D intro tutorial too. Yeah, I think they're. This is so big now. They're doing a lot of tutorials. Like they even do those little like courses now, where you can get like certified or whatever. Let's yeah, if you have a Unity Plus, Unity Learn Premium, it's free. Oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'm also happy to answer any questions or comments below. Thanks so much for watching.